how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is officially the start of makeup collection and declutter season. At the end of every year, I like to do a series of makeup collection and declutter videos, partially as a way for me myself to do some housekeeping and just make sure I'm getting rid of things that have gone bad or things that I just don't really want anymore. And I basically just include you on the journey, so I hope you enjoy. In this one in particular, I'll be going over my complexion products, so primers, foundations, concealers, powders, setting spray, and also bronzer. So we're just gonna get into it. I'll show you everything and let you know what I'm keeping and what I'm not. Before we hop into the video itself, I did of course film this look. It's on my channel already. It's from a recent Throwback Thursday video. And as far as my accessories go, this is an old choker from a brand called Shop Sun & Co. These earrings unfortunately were a gift, so I don't know where they're from. And this hat is from Witchwood Bags. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and get into some makeup collection and declutter nonsense. Can you believe we're officially in declutter season? I actually can't believe I'm sitting here filming this today. But I'm so excited. This is gonna be my sort of complexion collection and declutter. We're gonna be going over primers, foundations, concealers, powders, and I throw bronzers in this mix too, because for me, I feel like bronzer is a little bit more of a complexion-y product rather than a cheek product, and I just know that the cheeks are already gonna be so heavy with palettes and blushes and highlighter, so that can be its own thing. Bronzers can go in this video because this is gonna be a little bit more tame, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like I've made it a pretty big mission this year not to acquire and try too many things in this category and just kind of use what I have. I feel like I've actually been very successful at using a lot of these products and finishing a lot of things, which just felt really, really good. I still have some things that I feel like over the course of this year, I just haven't felt compelled to reach for, that I feel like it's time to just let go from my collection. But for the most part, this is just gonna be more so of an overview with a little bit of decluttering. As usual, you're gonna get the spiel in all of these videos. But number one, if I declutter your favorite product, do not get offended. We all have different things. I'm so glad what works for you works for you. It might not work for me and vice versa, and that's okay. Number two, please do not ask me to send you anything. I feel weird and icky giving my used products to people that I don't know. If it's salvageable, I give dibs to friends and family or donate what I'm able to. Otherwise, I just kind of toss and recycle what's not able to be saved and it's just past its point of prime. And number three, don't feel pressured to declutter your collection. If that's not what's right for you, it's just what's right for me. I like doing this little reset at the end of every year, giving you guys kind of an overview of what I do have and also letting go of some things that I don't want anymore. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. We're gonna start with some primers. For reference, I have normal to dry skin. I prefer something on the glowier side. I do enjoy a gripping primer, but it has to have that hydrating element as well. I don't like pore filling primers or blurring primers or mattifying primers or anything of that nature, so you're not really gonna find that here. These are the current 11 that I have in my possession. Oh, by the way, I have 45 things that I'm gonna be talking about in this video specifically, but to start with, we have 11 primers. I guess let's start with the obvious keeps. I really like this Rich Bitch primer from Freck. I do want to keep this one. It has kind of this weird, grippy, hydrating sort of texture to it. It's really nice. I really enjoy this one, so I'm gonna keep it. I just realized this is simply a setting spray and not a primer. I thought this was a mini primer. This is definitely a setting spray. Let me move this over. So we had 10 primers to start, not 11. We're already off to a great start, aren't we? Okay, moving on. I've actually been really enjoying this Lethal Cosmetics Conjuring one. It's kind of also like a little bit of a gripping primer, but it also has a hydrating element to it. These little like blood drops just kind of melt into the skin as you rub the primer in. It's very nice. It's very nice. I really like this one. And since I don't have any of the Milk Hydro Grip, this one and the Freck Rich Bitch are kind of my next best thing as far as something that's gripping but also hydrating. On a similar note, I do have the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. This is like a mini sized. And while some people do say it's a dupe for that primer, I don't like this one as much. I actually brought it with me recently to Colorado because it is a mini, so it was easy to travel with. I just don't like this one as much. I feel like this one's just a little too gripping and not quite hydrating enough. I feel like the Milk one just has a little bit more hydration for me personally. If you like this one more, I'm so happy for you because it is more affordable, but this one's just not my favorite. It wasn't horrible, but I just have other primers I prefer, so I think I'm gonna let this one go. Ooh, the Glacier Future Dew. This is a must keep. I think this is my second, maybe third bottle. It's just like a very glowy, beautiful product. I even love wearing this on a no makeup day because it just makes your skin look so glowy and glassy and lovely. I adore this. I also have a solid version. Which is maybe a bit unnecessary since I do have the liquid version, but I do like it. Sometimes I don't want to rub like a serum-y product on my face, and the stick just kind of makes that a little bit easier. Plus, this is a lot more travel friendly, so I will justify this because this is one of my favorite products ever. I have this Fenty Beauty Ease droplet in the shade Pink Pearl. I'll be so honest with you, I kind of forgot I had this one. I have been pretty consistently mixing something in my foundation every time I apply foundation, usually some form of liquid highlighter, which I will get to in the highlighter cheek blush video when that comes around. And I kind of forgot about this. Like, I used to use this as a base product or mix it in with foundation, and I just kind of don't do that now. I forgot this existed. And I've also had this for a very long time. This is probably 2, 3, maybe older years old. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. It's probably old and I've forgotten about it. The e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter is so pretty. I love this so much. It's on this like doe foot sort of thing. I love wearing this on no foundation days if I'm just going in with other products, or a no makeup day. I feel like it just gives me a really glowy base. It also works lovely as a primer. I really enjoy this. I use the shade 0.5 Fair. And as a side note, I do feel very weird and icky about the weird Matte Rife campaign that e.l.f. did a few months ago. And it's definitely making me not want to go out of my way to buy anything new from e.l.f. at this moment, but it doesn't mean I want to just like throw away the things that I already own, because I feel like that's also not good. So I do want to keep using the things that I have, but I still wanted to like just make a point to mention that I do feel very icked out about the Matte Rife thing. That was a very odd choice on their part. I do have this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is the Grip and Glow version of the primer. It kind of has like a bronzy glowy base. And this is nice. It definitely gives you that golden sort of glow. However, I feel like I only specifically like to use this if it's peak summer. I'm very pale if you can't tell. I don't tan. So I feel like sometimes this just doesn't look quite right on me if it doesn't like, I don't know, if I'm not leaning into a summer sort of look. So I feel like this just isn't my perfect product, and I definitely have friends that would enjoy and appreciate this more. I'm an original Hydro Grip girl. I probably need to get a new one soon. Well, maybe not, because I have some other primers, but out of the two, I like the original better than the Glow. But that's also just me. I feel like maybe if I was like a bronze tanned goddess, that would be a different story. I have this What's Up Beauty Positivity Primer. This is just a very hydrating, moisturizing primer. It's just in a little squeezy tube. I've actually been actively using this one a lot lately. It's almost gone. Like, it's almost gone. I think I only have a couple more uses out of it. So in a way, you can almost consider this out of my collection, because I will be done with this very soon, maybe even before this video actually gets posted. But I'm gonna keep it and just keep using it. It's very lightweight, it's very hydrating. It's not my top favorite primer of all time, but it does the job. And last for primers, I have this One Size Base Thinner. So this is like a pearly serum-y type thing. It's more serum-y than liquid highlighter, and this is meant to be added to foundation to make a foundation more glowy and less coverage. And in a way, you can absolutely just add liquid highlighter to a foundation and get a similar effect. They're like same but different. And I really, really, really like this idea. I love this product. I think it performs really nicely. I think it melts in with all the foundations I've used really beautifully. But I'm very torn because I've pretty exclusively just been mixing liquid highlighter into my foundations, and I've kind of pushed this one to the side. But part of me wants to keep it because it does perform really well and it does the job. And for me and my preferences, I prefer lighter coverage and a glowier finish. So this does exactly what I want it to do and can transform anything. I think I just need to put this back to like the forefront of my mind, because I don't really have a reason to not keep this. I just haven't been using it, but I do really like it. So I think I'm gonna keep it. So for primers, I started with 10, decluttered 3, and now I have 7. I feel like that's actually off to a good start for that. Moving into foundations, very heavy on the tinted moisturizer though. As I previously mentioned, I'm not a big full coverage person. I just prefer less coverage, more glow. That's just my journey. That's just what I prefer. So honestly, if you're the opposite of me, maybe this is a video of what not to get. But I have 11 foundations here. I feel like I did kind of condense it a good bit last year, and I really haven't added anything new this year. I think the only new one I've added are these two. I think those are the only 2 new ones that got sent to me that I added in. Everything else is old. Some are quite old. And I feel like I've again, been doing a really good job of just trying to use things up. I think I finished 2 foundations this year, maybe even 3. So that feels really good. But I do feel like maybe I have a tad too many. I feel like I could definitely dwindle it down a bit. I feel like I am a creature of habit. I like to reach for the same things. So I feel like I can condense this down a bit. I know I said I don't love full coverage, but this is like one of the only full coverage foundations that doesn't make me look disgusting. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler foundation. I feel like it just looks so skin-like. It doesn't look overly matte and dry. And I feel like the full coverageness of it still looks just skin-ish. I don't know if that makes any sense. It doesn't make me feel like it looks too cakey or anything like that. I love this. This is the shade 2F. Typically my go-to shade is like a fair neutral, so usually I just stick in that range. But yeah, I really like this. And since I don't reach for full coverage very often, I think this is a good one to keep around. And then on the flip side, I have this other full coverage foundation. This is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. This is a dewy full coverage foundation. But if I'm being so honest with myself, I don't need 2 full coverage foundations. I don't reach for them enough. And if I had to pick between the 2, the Lawless one just looks so incredibly good, and I can always add more dewy products to make that one look even dewier. So I don't think I need both. This was in the shade Fair 120N, by the way. I love this Merit Stick foundation. It actually kind of got buried in the bottom of my makeup drawer, so I need to bust this out again some more because I feel like I could probably use this up in a couple months if I actively started using it again, but it's such a pretty finish. It has kind of more of like a, I'd say light to medium depending on how much you use, a very natural finish. This is the shade Bone. I love this. And honestly, gathering my products for this video reignited my excitement for it, so I definitely want to use this again soon. And it's my only stick foundation. One that I really enjoy is this Salt New York Sneaky Bomb. I want to say it's the shade 13, whatever the lightest shade is the one that I'm using. This is a brand new one, actually. I finished my other one earlier this year, and I just love this. It is such a beautiful, like, balmy texture, lightweight. I'd say anywhere from sheer light coverage depending on how much you build up. It is so just lightweight. I'd say it's somewhere between natural and dewy finish on me. It's just beautiful, and I love this. This Glossier one is really, really nice. This is the Stretch Fluid Foundation. It's a very liquidy, I would say between light to medium coverage, again, depending on how much you use. Mine's in the shade Very Light 1. This is really nice. It's very just lightweight and pretty. I feel like it's just a really good, kind of easy to wear, lightweight foundation. Definitely want to keep this one. I think one that I can let go of though is this Sigma Skin Tint. I really, really liked this for a really long time, but I just feel like, I don't know, I have quite a few skin tints as you can see, and this one is just not the first one I keep reaching for. I keep reaching for other ones over this, and I don't think this one is bad. This one is the shade number 2. So yeah, I just feel kind of indifferent about this one. So I feel like I can let this one go. I feel like I can part ways with it. This Super Serum Skin Tint from Ilia is really, really nice. This one is in the shade Rendezvous. It's a very liquidy, like dropper type foundation. It's actually getting kind of low. I think I'll probably finish this one. If not by the end of this year, maybe early next year. It's really, really pretty. Very lightweight. I feel like it has just like a very skin-like, slightly dewy finish. Light to, maybe not even medium coverage. I'd probably say just light coverage on myself. But again, it really depends on how much you use. I like this a lot. Honestly, I think these next 4 I'm keeping as well. I really only needed to discard a couple because I like them. I feel like I've really found just my favorite ones. This is the one I've been actively trying to use and finish up because it's quite old. I've had this in my collection for a long time. Still performs nicely, but I didn't want it to sit around forever and then just go bad. I wanted to try to actually use it up. But this is one of my top favorite foundations in my whole collection. This is the Stay Naked Hydromaniac by Urban Decay. This is the Tinted Glow Hydrator. Mine's in the shade Fair 20. It's just beautiful. Beautiful finish. It's kind of like a natural dewy finish, light to medium coverage depending on how much you use. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I'm going to keep actively using this one to try to finish it up and hopefully finish it up maybe within the next month. I feel like it's getting pretty low. I love this one. This jumped into like my top favorite ever. This year when Milk came out with this and sent it to me. This is the Milk Hydro Gel Tint. Mine's in the shade 2. This is just beautiful. Again, it's probably closer to like a light to medium coverage depending on how much you use. Very dewy and very long lasting. Because I am dry skinned, my foundation doesn't really like slick off of me throughout the day or anything, but this lasts so beautiful. I feel like my foundation when I wear this looks exactly the same by the end of the day as it does when I first put it on when I wear this. It's just so So beautiful. Instant favorite. Honestly, it's taken a lot out of me to not exclusively wear only this. I've been trying to use some of my older stuff, but this is so good. This skin tint is so lovely. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. Mine is in the shade Fair 1N. And this is my lightest coverage one. Like, this is so sheer, so incredibly sheer. It is barely a whisper of pigment, but I like that a lot of the times. And this is my only true sheer product, I feel like, out of everything I've talked about. So I definitely want to keep this one. And last but not least is my e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Kind of like, again, medium buildable, could be lighter coverage depending on how much you use. It has a really nice kind of, I mean, it's in the name. It has a very satiny finish. Mine's in the shade 11, Fair Neutral. I really enjoyed this one. This was one of my top favorites. And I feel like I would still say it's one of my top favorites. I think it's really pretty. So yeah, started with 11, decluttered 2, and now I have 9. So let's move into concealer next. Very large collection of concealer here, as you can see. I only have 5 because I don't feel the need to collect and hoard a million concealers. I don't need that many. It takes a long time to even go through a concealer. So I'm pretty content with a small amount. And honestly, we're going to get rid of one of these because it's just not my favorite one to use. But let's start with some keeps. This is the Naked Quickie. This is disgusting. You can see just how used and gross all of my makeup is. This is in the shade 20NN. It's very pretty. It's on a nice doe foot applicator when you open it. It does have a little brush in the cap, but I've never used it once in my life because I just prefer to use a separate brush or a sponge or something. But very nice, very like medium buildable coverage, I would say. It's not like intense, heavy, cakey, very lightweight, but still covers nicely. I like this one. And I feel like it's getting kind of low too, so I'm going to try to finish this one, hopefully in the near future. Same with my Milk Makeup Future Fluid. This is in the shade 3N. This one's also on a doe foot. Again, I feel like it just has a very nice, like lightweight, maybe kind of satiny finish. None of these are overly matte. I'd say medium buildable. Could be more coverage if you build a lot. I like this one. This is the one I've been using the most lately. And I feel like this one's also getting a little bit low. So I'm going to keep working on that. I also have this ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This one's in the shade Fair 10N. Again, similar things like I was just saying, kind of medium buildable, kind of a satin finish. This one's actually getting quite low as well. So I have 3 that are low that I need to work on finishing, but I'm going to work on this one some more too. I have the Salt New York Concealer. Again, this is the lightest shade. I want to say 13. And this is also a brand new one because I finished my other concealer from Salt New York earlier this year, but just beautiful, very nice, balmy texture. This one's a little bit more light to medium coverage, I would say. Very lightweight, very beautiful. It just sinks into the skin so nicely. I love their complexion products. They're so good. And the one that I don't think I want to keep is this Surratt one. It's a cool idea because it's like on a stick. So very like easy to take around with you, very travel friendly. But I just kind of forget about this one. I feel like it's just not my preferred texture for a concealer. I feel like I do like something a little bit creamier. It's not bad, but it's just not something I really care about. So I think I'll let this one go. Started with 5, decluttered 1. Now I have 4. Let's move on to powder. Okay, I have 6 powders here. I have 3 loose and 3 pressed. This one's kind of weird. I'll get to that. I actually plan on keeping all of these except one. So let's again just go through what I am keeping. I'm keeping all 3 of these loose ones. This is a lot of powder. It's probably going to take me all of next year to go through these, but that's okay. Then I don't have to buy any more. But I love using a loose powder on my under eyes and around like my nose, mouth area, things where I get creasy from talking and being expressional, stuff like that. I don't like to put loose powder on my entire face, just kind of those main areas. This Nomad Cosmetics Barely Alive one is so pretty. It's very lightweight and it makes your skin just look so velvety smooth. None of these are incredibly, I mean, they're mattifying in the sense that it's a powder, you know what I mean? But they don't look dry. This one is so pretty. My friend Linda from Glitter Fallout gave me this because she already had one and it's just beautiful. So lightweight and lovely. I also have these 2 from Kosas that I'm making an absolute mess with. I have the pink powder and the yellow powder. These are more of like brightening powders. I feel like they don't have a major brightening effect on me just because I am so fair skinned. If you have even a slightly darker complexion than me, I'm sure you'll get more of a brightening effect. But brightening effect aside, I just think these powders are really nice. I could see myself even repurchasing just like a translucent powder from them if I ever run out of these 2. But as you can see, these are huge. It's going to take me forever to go through these. I use them all the time and I feel like I'm never going to finish them. So maybe I'll never have to declutter a powder again or buy a powder ever again. These are really, really nice. This pressed powder is my current favorite for the rest of my face. This is the Melt Finishing Powder. It has a very glowy finish. I love a glowy finishing powder for the perimeters of my face where I'm not doing like my under eyes or anything like that. This one is so, so, so pretty. And it's kind of getting a little bit low. Like you can already see that pan creeping in there. So I'm sure I'll finish this at some point, but I love this. I also have this pressed powder from Jolie Beauty. This is the brightening powder in the shade Sugar. And as you can see, there's a nice little chunk of pan in there. I feel like as a final step before I do like my colorful cheek products, I've been loving a white brightening powder under my eyes, a little bit on the chin. I don't know what it is. I just take a small powder puff and just add a little bit to those like little corners, and I feel like it just seals the deal. Maybe it makes no real difference, but it's something I've been enjoying doing. I don't know if it's something that I'm so attached to that I'm going to immediately need to buy another brightening powder when I run out of this, but I am going to keep using this at the very least until I run out. And then maybe as I do my makeup not having this, I'll find out if it's something I really need or not, but for now I'm really liking that stuff. And there was this one. This is the Conjuring Powder. This came from Lethal Cosmetics. It's the Sanctified Seal Setting Powder. This is a weird one because it's like a cream. Like I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of glossy. You can kind of see that glossy wetness in there, but then like it feels like a powder. Like right now my fingers feel powdery all of a sudden. I just don't know if this is for me. Like I've tried using it on my skin a couple times, and while it doesn't disrupt my makeup or anything, I just feel like it's not doing enough for me. Like it's not giving me glow like the glowy powders I like do. And it's not really setting me down like in my creasy areas the way my loose powders do. I feel like this just isn't for me. Maybe it's for some people, but it's just not for me. It's very cool. And I almost want to keep it just for the coolness aspect, but I feel like I'd rather give it to a friend who might enjoy it more than me. So yeah, had 6, decluttered 1, now I have 5. So I have 6 bronzers here. I have 4 powders and 1 cream, 1 liquid sort of situation. I am going to keep both of these just because I only have these 2 left. I've actually used up a lot of bronzer this year. I think I've used maybe 2 creams and I finished a powder, which is crazy. To be fair, it's, you know, been years in the making trying to finish those, but I finished a lot of bronzer this year, which is very cool. But definitely keeping this liquid one. This is in the shade Gentle from Rare Beauty. I really, really enjoy this. I feel like this is one of those products that not everyone vibes with, but I really like it. I like the texture of this. I feel like the liquidiness blends out nicely. It looks good on the skin. I like the shade. It works on my fair skin nicely. I enjoy this one, definitely keeping. And I also want to keep this stick from Makeup by Mario. This is the Sculpt stick in the shade Fair, and it's actually getting kind of low. This is all I have left of it. I've been actively using this one lately the last like month or so, trying to finish it. So that's my goal, is to continue working on finishing this one. It's really nice. It blends out beautifully. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I need 4 powder bronzers. I feel like this is just a bit too many. I feel like it's already going to take me forever to finish even one of these. So I think I can let one of these go. It's just a matter of deciding which one. Definitely want to keep my Sigma Light bronzer. I just think this is so pretty. It just looks so nice. I'm getting a little bit of pan in there. You can almost see that square forming there in the middle. But I love this. It's just beautiful. It looks just very neutral looking on the skin. It's not too warm. It's not glowy. It's just very, very natural looking. I like it. I also really like this NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This is in the shade All Butted Up. This one's extremely pigmented. A little goes a very long way, but it's very pretty. This one also has a bit more of a glowier vibe to it, which is really nice. I do like a glowy bronzer. I can kind of go either way. Like I like a glowy bronzer and I like a non-glowy bronzer. It doesn't really matter to me, but I do like having both. So keeping that. And then there were these 2, and I feel like I know which one I'm going to keep. This is the What's Up Beauty one in the shade Light. This one has this kind of swirled marbled effect to it. I feel like this has a little bit more of a satiny look. It's not overly like matte, but I don't feel like it's glowy either. It's somewhere in the middle. I feel like the color is really pretty. It's very like soft, neutral, almost a little bit cool toned, but not like overly cool toned where it's a contour, but just like more cooler toned as far as bronzers go. And I feel like this one does add a little bit of difference compared to the other 2 I have. Whereas this one, the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Bronzer Blush Hybrid, it's kind of like a combination bronzer, blush, highlighter, and it's really, really pretty. I do like swirling everything together and just having a very glowy cheek, but I also feel like it's not going to be the exact same as that NYX one, but I don't know if I need both, you know? I don't know. I don't think I need both. And this one's nice, but I think I can let this one go and I won't miss it too bad. So I'm gonna let this one go. So yeah, also had 6 of those, decluttered 1, now I have 5. Let's go on to setting spray now. Okay, for the finale. I have 7 setting sprays here, and you may call me crazy, but I actually think I'm keeping all of these just because one of my travel ones and one of my full-size ones are almost gone. Like this one size one, I really, really enjoy. This is the glass setting spray. One of my favorites I've ever tried in my life. It's almost gone. Like maybe a week or two tops is all I have left of this one. So I'm gonna keep seeing this one out. My second favorite is definitely this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray. This will be the one that I dip into next. It's so, so good. This and the one size are just my perfect setting sprays. I feel like they leave the perfect amount of glow. Like they're just so good. Because I don't use setting spray with the intention of it making my makeup last longer. I use setting spray to make my makeup look better, kind of seal everything in, make everything just mesh together, and these do it perfectly. And then just because I know I'm gonna go through that milk one really fast, I'll just keep this all-nighter kicking around. It's the extra glow version from Urban Decay. I love a glowy setting spray, if you can't tell. And I actually haven't tried this particular one yet, so I'm excited to try this one out. I actually might try this one out next after I run out of the one size one, just to give it a whirl. But I go through setting spray fairly fast. I probably go through, oh man, probably 3 to 4 full-size bottles in a year, just because I do my makeup almost every single day. So this is definitely something I'm gonna need to use. And then I have these mini ones. So this Rare Beauty one I just took with me on a recent trip, and it's almost gone, but I'm gonna keep it around for when I travel. And same with this Milk Makeup one. This one's partially used. I have some trips coming up in like end of this year, early next year, so I'll get use out of these for sure. I definitely want to keep my unopened mini milk setting spray just because I know I'll need it at some point. And actually, I think I can let this mini one go. This mini Urban Decay All Nighter. I haven't used this one yet, and I think my logic was, oh, I might need that at some point. But I literally have other minis, and I don't travel that often that I'm gonna go through them that fast. So I think I'll just give this unopened one to a friend because I don't think I need to hoard this one. So yeah, 7 of those, decluttered 1. Now I have 6. Let me get my grand totals for you. So I have all of my totals for you. Started with 45 things total. I ended up decluttering 9, and I'm left with 36 things. So I think that was actually pretty good. You know, I decluttered a couple things from each section, things that I just wasn't really gravitating towards, things that were maybe getting a little bit old, things that were maybe just not perfect for me. And I feel content with that. I feel content with that. And just for those of you who are visual people, here is a picture of the 45 total things that I started with. Here are the 9 things that I ended up decluttering in today's declutter. And here are the 36 things that I am left with today. I feel good. I feel good. It's always that sense of like clean and organization that just gets me going. So yeah, this is the end of the first declutter of multiple to come, so just stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun filming the actual declutter portion yesterday. It's just cathartic, I feel like, to just get a really good sense of what I do have, kind of get reminded about stuff, maybe get rid of some things that aren't for me or maybe have gone bad. I'd love to know what all your favorite items are in like the complexion sort of category. Do we share any of the same favorites? Do we have complete opposite preferences? Because especially when it comes to complexion, like if you are oily skinned and like a matte finish, we have complete opposite preferences probably, but I would love to know what your favorites are. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some heart emojis, whatever colors you want. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN over there. And you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. You're also welcome to hop over to my second channel linked in my description box if you want additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one.